Hello beautiful people of the internet, hope you're all doing well as always. In this episode of Cassar Industries, we're going to get the Calais up on the hoist and do a bit of digging into this car to find out exactly how much we stuffed on it when we backed it into the wall at the Keep It Reet event. So the first thing I'm going to try and do is just, well, I've actually kicked this whole side of this quarter panel was stoved in if you look at the last video. So I've just sort of sat in the boot and just sort of booted it out with my foot. And it's pretty wrinkled, but it's going to be good enough. But I'm just going to run me a little drill attachment buff over sort of like these scratches here and sort of over here and over the boot lid and stuff like that. And just see if I can get some of these scratches out just for fun. And then we'll look into sort of the bit more serious stuff. So 15 minutes on the buff. It's actually made a big difference. Everything's out of the door. Everything's out of the quarter. Side of the bumper's come up good. This section here is a bit difficult to get out. This is the section I've already painted this corner with spray cans. So the paint's a bit rougher there. So that's going to take a bit more to get those out, but boot lids come up good and the rest of the bars come up really good. So already looking a lot better. The next thing I'm going to do quickly though is just change out this light that I damaged from the event before last, because I do still have another new one of those lights, which is here. So I'll just quickly do that. So at least from that corner it looks good. And then we'll see what's happened underneath. I know you're probably thinking, oh, why are you wasting your time stuffing around making a drift car look good? It's only going to get damaged again. I know that, but I've got quite a few of these taillights which I scored off Facebook Marketplace for cheap. So if I've got them, I'll throw it in. And just from running a buff over the back of the car for like 15 minutes to make it look a bit better, why not? So anyways, I'll just drop it down quickly and do that, and we'll have a look underneath it. All right, new lights in this side. So it's looking a bit better at least. But yeah, we will lift it up and have a look underneath. All right, so looking around back here, I knew that I busted that mount off when I was on track and I just used several cable ties to hold it up. But it looks like it's actually bent the exhaust a bit in this section here, and it's pushed the whole exhaust sort of back. You can sort of see the angle on that hanger. This hanger can't even go on anymore. And it's actually crunched up the front of the center resonator, which I've never seen happen before. So that's a bit interesting. So I think the easiest way to sort of fix this is I might just sort of chop this resonator out. I've actually got a smaller 3-inch hot dog resonator in stock. So I might just chop it out and put the center resonator here. So at least it's under the factory heat shield. And then I can sort of extend or shorten the pipe how I need to get the exhaust sitting where it needs to be. So that's going to be a fairly easy fix. As for the rest of it, sort of looking up under the back of the car and stuff like that, there's a couple of things that are a bit bent. I can see the rear bar reinforcement is bent as well. Looking up in there, it's actually touching the beaver panel in a couple of spots. But honestly, I think it's still going to be good enough for what we're using it for. I think for now, it's just going to be a matter of trying to fix this exhaust up a bit. And yeah, call it good enough. So as far as this exhaust goes, as you can see here, we've got a heat shield underneath the floor. That's where the factory center muffler sits. To save in weld joints and stuff, I put the big hot dog forward of that, but I'm actually going to use that heat shield spot now. So I'm going to put a smaller hot dog sort of in this section. So I'm just going to cut it through sort of about here, weld in a hot dog then. There'll be a bit of straight pipe from there to that flange, and that'll delete that damaged bit of the exhaust that's crushed up. This is the hot dog that I've got. I've just had this sitting on the shelf. So yeah, as you can see, it is a bit shorter, but yeah, it's actually going to sit in about there. So yeah, we'll just get to cutting. I don't think I'll film too much of this. I'll just sort of get it done. I am on a little bit of a time restraint because I called the tyre shop that I use, and I've got the car booked in this afternoon to get the wheel alignment checked just to make sure everything's all right, because that left back wheel did tap the wall as well when I hit that tyre wall. So yeah, we'll just try and get this done quickly. Old bit chopped out. There it is there. You can see inside it has sort of crumpled up a bit. Before you say, oh, it's going to cause a restriction, keep in mind this is all 3-inch, so it is way too big for an Ecotec. If you haven't seen the video of when I made this exhaust, it's just because of what I had the most of. So I got the new hot dog just sitting on there. It's not even tacked yet, it's just sort of sitting there. So now we just got to measure up how much straight we need. I've just got a new flame sitting on there as well. I do have a new U-Butte 3D scanner, so I'm going to 3D scan underneath the car to find out exactly how much of this pipe I need. About 500. So yeah, we'll get that cut out now and glue it in. Rightio, whole exhaust is welded, painted back on the car. It's a bit patchy because it's still a bit wet. A couple of booger welds because there's a couple of spots where I welded through paint because I couldn't be bothered cleaning the paint off, but it's going to be good enough. So yeah, we'll drop it down, take it down to the wheel and tyre shop and get the alignment done and checked. Just got the Calais back from getting an alignment done, and we were about 2.5 mil out on toe on this back wheel, but there was plenty of adjustment left in the adjuster to bring it back. So yeah, it looks like when we smacked the tyres with that wheel, it did knock things out of alignment. Couldn't see anything physically bent or anything like that. But when things move, that's why you've got adjusters to fix the alignment. So that's all good. So now I'm going to get it back on the hoist and pull the rear bar off and find out why everything's sort of tweaked across as much as it is, just for a bit of fun while I've got a little bit more time. So yeah, let's have a look. Not a hoist. No, I said I was going to put this thing on the hoist and pull the rear bar off. That was actually like a week ago. Was about to put it on the hoist, got a call to go to an emergency breakdown, and then more retail work got in the way. So don't know when I'm going to get a chance to dig into this a bit further. I am curious to see what lies behind the rear bar, but I just don't know when it's going to happen. And honestly, for how the car currently is at the moment and the state that it's in, it's still more than good enough, and I'm still happy with how it looks and all of that stuff. It's still going to function the way we want it to. There's nothing mechanically wrong with it in that regard. But yeah, unfortunately, retail work does get in the way of the things that we want to do. But it is obviously a necessary thing, and that's what takes priority. So it's going to be a bit of an abrupt end to this video. I do apologize to that, and I promise you that we'll do more stuff on this car in the future, and you will definitely see it here. But I'm just going to call this video there for now because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to get back onto this car. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you still enjoyed it regardless. If you want to see more content from me, please, as always, remember to like and subscribe. And also, as always, until I see you next time, be kind and be good to yourselves and each other.